Hi, I'm Dustin Hirsch. I'm the service manager for the Grasshopper Mower Company, and today we're going to talk about how to tune up and do maintenance on your Grasshopper zero-turn mid-mount and front-mount mower. So today we're going to talk about the air filter, the engine oil filter, fuel filter, spark plugs, mowing blade, and belts. First, we're going to talk about the engine fuel filter. The fuel filter for the engines are very important because they're going to filter out any debris or trash that might be kind of trapped or in the fuel tank itself. The fuel filter is going to help capture any types of debris, not allowing it to get to the carburetor or even a fuel pump if we're running an EFI engine. One way to identify a fuel filter is going to be more of like a white kind of opaque color. It's going to have two fuel hoses kind of connecting to each end of the filter itself. And as we walk around over here, we're going to be able to identify very similar. Sometimes there'll be different shapes and sizes. Replacing of this fuel filter is quite simple. You'll take a pliers and you have a couple of squeeze clamps that secures the hose to the filter. The important thing is when we go to reinstall the new filter, it is sensitive to the direction of flow of fuel. There will be an arrow embossed or printed onto the filter itself. You want to make sure that the flow of fuel obviously is coming from the fuel tank through the filter to the engine. So as we look at our two hoses, this hose that you see right here is going towards the engine. This right here is the actual electric fuel pump. From there it's going to go down into a high pressure fuel pump and into the injectors of the engine. So again, it's very important that we have a good clean fuel filter. Recommendation on replacement of fuel filters is annually. Always double check your operator's manual to make sure. On our Kubota diesel engines, there actually are two fuel filters. One's going to be the inline filter and the other one's going to be more of kind of like a canister kind of spin style filter as well. Again, we'll use two fuel filters on our Kubota diesel models, whether it be on a mid-mount or even a front mount. Next, we're going to talk about engine oil and engine oil filter. Engine oil is very important for the engine. Number one, it's going to allow the engine to run cooler because you have a lot of rotating parts and pieces inside the engine. You have a crankshaft, connecting rod, camshaft, pistons that are moving up and down. So it's very important that we're running good, clean, quality oil through that engine. Doing the oil change itself can be somewhat different between a front mount and a mid mount, so always consult your operator's manual for locations of drains, but also being able to add oil back into the engine, and most importantly, the capacity of the oil itself. Next, we're going to talk about air filters when we're doing a tune-up on any of our Grasshopper lawnmowers and how important it is to properly maintain them, but also at some point in time, possibly replacing the air filter itself. To gain access into the air filter itself, on the canister, there's a couple of clips that you can unsnap and remove the cap. Typically what you're going to find, if it hasn't been maintained or cleaned, you could have a lot of trash and debris kind of collected around the outside of the filter itself, which is perfect. That's kind of what they're designed for. Because again, the importance of making sure the longevity of this engine is that making sure it's running on good, clean air as it's being sucked in through the filter. If by chance you don't maintain this air filter and you allow this to continue to build up with debris and fine dust particles, finally choke off the filter itself, you're not only choking the filter, but you're also choking the air intake into the engine. Thus, then you're going to have a performance issue with the engine, a runnability issue with the engine also. And so it's very important to always maintain and service the filter accordingly to the operator's manual. We do carry different types of air filters based off of different engine models, so it's always very important to consult the operator's manual, knowing how to service it, how to clean it, but then also to replace it. If you want to go ahead and clean it through the mowing season, most of our filters are dual element air filters. As you can see here, once I have the cap removed, we can simply remove this outer filter. And again, this one's got a little bit of dirt and stuff on it. That's not too bad. Never use compressed air to try to clean out an air filter. If anything at all, you would take the filter itself and kind of cup it in your hands, as you see right here, and then just give it a couple taps. And there you can kind of see some of the dirt and debris coming out. This is perfectly fine to do. Do that a few times until you start to see less debris fall out. The other filter to kind of pay attention to is the inner filter. I would suggest to always leave that in the canister. Only remove it when you want to replace it, because this is the safety filter, if you will, right into the air intake of the engine. So leave this one alone until you're ready to replace it. Again, always consult that operator's manual to know when to do that. Next are the mowing blades on our front mount and mid mount models, making sure to check them routinely as well, especially when you start to see a cut quality issue on your Grasshopper mower. Always kind of go to the source of where that might be happening. That's going to be on the mowing blades themselves. So when you're taking off the blades, if you're going to do this at home by yourself, Again, we want to make sure we have a nice even cut and edge of the blade as well, but then also the balance of the blade. And that gets a little bit tricky in regards to the balance of the blade, especially if you're doing it yourself. Which you can be done as a homeowner. If you got a side grinder, you can cut a new fresh edge onto your blades. But if you don't feel confident with that, we've got some in-depth videos on our YouTube channel that talks about on how to service the blades, not only how to sharpen them, but also how to balance. Next, we're going to talk about belts in both our mid-mount and our front mount mowers. On our larger mid-mount mowers, for example, we run a series of 3 belts. The main deck belt, in order to gain access to it, we have this operator foot platform that we can raise up. This kind of gives us a quick, easy way to inspect belt, because again, when we're inspecting belts, we want to make sure we don't have any cuts in them, any type of like glaziness, because that all is relative to maybe the proper tension. As you can kind of see right here in our larger mid-mount mowers, when we flip up this footrest area, you're going to gain access to the actual tensioning spring for the deck belt. Always consult your operator's manual for proper spring tension in regards to the length of the spring. You'll see in our manuals we're going to give a certain dimension of the coil length of the spring for it to be properly tensioned. So always consult your manual for those types of dimensions. But again, this is going to be a quick way to gain access to the deck belt on our larger mid-mount units. Things that are kind of give it away that probably should replace them: splits. This is a good example that you see here. This is a belt that's had a number of hours on it. A good visual inspection is what you're going to go for here on any type of belt, whether it be the deck belt, the pump drive belt, the mule drive belt, and the PTO belts. And again, you're looking for any type of glazing of the belt, like a real shiny finish. That's a glaze finish to it. That's going to indicate that the belt's been slipping. That means you might have a tension issue. The dead giveaway when a deck belt or any type of belt is on the deck side, it's going to be a cut quality issue. If the blades aren't spinning as fast as they should, obviously you're going to have a cut issue. So the deck belt is very important, as well as the pump drive belts. If you're getting a sluggish drive with the unit, it's not driving quick enough, fast enough, or it's slipping under a load, that might be a good time to check the condition of your pump drive belts. As we walk back to the rear is where you're going to gain access to the pump drive belt, but also the mule drive belt as well. There's going to be a shield in the back of the unit. We're going to be able to remove a couple fasteners. We've already taken one apart, but there'll be another one over here that we've already kind of backed off and loosened. We remove this bolt, and it's going to allow the rear shield to kind of fall back. Here's where you're going to be able to gain access to the other belts on our larger mid-mount mowers. This belt that you see right here, this is the pump drive belt. This is what's turning the hydraulic pumps to actually drive the machine. But then there's also the mule drive belt. This belt that you see here is coming off of the electric clutch. As it comes down, it turns to a 90 and goes to the front where the deck is, and that's going to engage the deck when you turn on the electric clutch. Also back here, you're going to see the spring tensions, and always refer to your operator's manual for the correct length of dimension for the spring. This one here in particular is for the pump drive belt. The mule drive belt is down underneath this left idler, tucked up underneath here. A little bit harder to kind of get to, but you still can get to it. But again, if you don't feel comfortable replacing your belts on any of your Grasshopper lawnmowers, give your local Grasshopper dealer a call. They'll be more than glad to come help you out. For your front mount deck belt, it's going to be located under this shield. Depending on the style and design of the belt and the deck itself, you may have one single belt or possibly 2 belts. Also, don't forget on your front mount tractor, you also have pump drive belts and also your PTO belts as well. Another check on your maintenance list is your tire pressure. Again, always make sure and follow the rating of the pressure of the tire. There will be a decal right next to the valve stem that will give the recommended tire pressure. Always follow that, as we do run low pressure in our tires. If by chance the decal is not there, always refer to your operator's manual. It will give you the correct PCI for your tire pressure. So on a front mount, you also have rear tail wheels, possibly 1 up to 2, even up to 4. On our rear tail wheels, we do have pneumatic tires, but also flat proof tires. This one, for example, obviously is a pneumatic tire. You will have a valve stem, but there is no decal to refer to. So here again, always refer to that operator's manual for the proper air pressure for our tail wheels on a front mount tractor. Next is deck leveling on our front mount and mid mount models. It's always important to make sure your deck is level, both side to side, but also front to back in regards to the pitch. Whenever you run into a cut quality issue, this is probably the #1 spot that you're going to go to. So again, it's always good to know before you go out there and cut first part of the spring. Also, we've done quite a few videos on how to do those deck levelings across all of our models, whether it be a stand-on, front mount, or mid mount. Go check us out on our YouTube videos for deck leveling. And finally, don't forget about the spark plugs whenever you're doing a tune-up. Spark plugs are very important in regards to a tune-up of an engine because they're going to provide the spark, which is going to ignite your air-fuel mixture and give you the proper combustion of the engine and give you a good performance of the engine. If by chance you run into a misfire of the engine, spark plug might be a #1 thing to take a real close look at. Changing them are very obvious and very easy to do, but hey, always refer to that operator's manual to know when and how to replace your spark plugs. And last but not least, don't forget about your battery. When it comes time at the end of the mowing season and you go to put your lawnmower up for the season, make sure to protect your battery with a battery minder. You can plug this thing into a 110 outlet, and it's got cables on the back that you can hook up to your battery. This is going to keep your battery warm and happy through those cold winter months. And that way, come springtime next year, your battery is strong and ready to crank that engine over. All right, so that concludes on how to tune up your Grasshopper lawnmower. If by chance you need any more information in regards to that, check us out at grasshoppermowers.com. We have a full list of how-to videos. Or hey, check us out on our YouTube channel. We have lots of different types of service tips there as well, and give us that like and subscribe.